Our first lesson is the Red Scare and McCarthyism. Hence why I'm wearing this shirt. Because it's red and I'm scary. Well, a quick overview of this lesson. First thing you want to do is open up that Rosenberg reading assignment. It's a simple read and answer the questions. All the directions are on the assignment. When you're done, click submit. It's worth 10 points. And it'll be available for the remainder of the week. So I would get that done first. I downloaded the PowerPoint in 2 different formats. Just pick the one that works for you. If one doesn't work, try the other one. Open up the note sheet. The note sheet should be right off of Canvas. Fill it out to the best of your ability. If you don't or can't fill out every entry, that's okay. I'm just looking for some kind of completion. It is worth 5 points, so submit that as well. And then the last 2 things you'll do is watch the outro video, where I'll talk about 2 themes of this lesson. And then I want you to go into that discussion tab. There's a prompt there. Please read the directions and the prompt and just respond. As for this lesson, we're talking about Joseph McCarthy. And there was a time in America where Joseph McCarthy was both the most feared and the most powerful man in the United States. In fact, the word McCarthy, and I'll read it from a textbook, it says, "McCarthyism is accusing others of disloyalty and spying without sufficient evidence." And that is exactly what he did to become incredibly powerful in America. So I mentioned this at the beginning of the unit. If there is one word and one thing that scares Americans more than anything else in the 1950s, it's communism. There's a lot of things today in America that we're afraid of. We're afraid of global warming. I think we all know that we're afraid of the coronavirus. In the early 2000s, we were definitely afraid of a terrorist or terrorism. In the 1950s, we're afraid of communism. And why we're afraid of communism is because it's associated with the Soviet Union, and it's associated with nuclear weapons, and that's associated with communist spies. And we knew for a fact that there was some legitimacy to this fear because we had spies in our nuclear program who were stealing our secrets and sending them to the Soviet Union. The worst thing that you could be called in America in the 1950s is a communist. And we were afraid of communists because we thought that they posed a legitimate, actual, real threat to American national security. And being a communist is being un-American. Well, Joseph McCarthy, he was a senator from Wisconsin, and he was able to take this fear, somewhat legitimate, of communists, and then using that fear, he was able to kind of spur it into a paranoia, and then spur it into an absolute, probably the best word would be a hysteria. And by doing so, he became incredibly powerful. And he had a tool, and that tool was simple. If anybody challenged what he was doing, or if anybody questioned him accusing others of being a communist, he would simply accuse them of being a communist. And using this tactic, by January of 1954, he probably had more power than anybody in America, to the point where not even the President of the United States, Dwight D. Eisenhower, was willing or able to stop Joseph McCarthy. And so that's kind of an intro for this lesson, and I'll see you at the end with the outro video.